In a significant development at FBI headquarters, Director Kash Patel has reportedly discovered a trove of sensitive documents related to the origins of the Trump-Russia probe. Sources familiar with the matter told Fox News Digital that thousands of documents were found inside multiple burn bags, located in a previously undisclosed secret room within the Bureau. Burn bags are used by intelligence agencies to hold classified documents designated for destruction. Among the recovered materials is said to be the classified annex to former special counsel John Durham's final report. That annex contains the underlying intelligence Durham reviewed for his investigation into the FBI's Crossfire hurricane probe. A coordinated effort is now underway to declassify this annex, involving CIA Director John Ratcliffe, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, and Attorney General Pam Bondi. Once declassified, the document is expected to be transmitted to Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley for public release. Sources briefed on its contents claim the annex is explosive, suggesting the U.S. intelligence community possessed credible foreign intelligence that predicted the FBI would play a role in spreading the Trump-Russia collusion narrative even before the Bureau officially launched its investigation in July 2016. One source described the intelligence as predicting the FBI's actions with alarming specificity, and noted that just days after the intelligence was collected, the FBI launched Crossfire Hurricane. This discovery was made after Patel and his team located a sensitive compartmented information facility, or SCIF, that was previously unknown. Patel himself alluded to this in a recent podcast interview, stating he found a room that former director James Comey and others had hidden, full of documents and computer hard drives. This is the latest chapter in a saga that Patel has been central to for years. As a top investigator for the House Intelligence Committee under then-Chairman Devin Nunes, Patel was instrumental in drafting the 2018 Nunes memo. That memo alleged surveillance abuses by the FBI and DOJ, revealing that the unverified Steele dossier formed an essential part of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or FISA, application to spy on Trump campaign aide Carter Page. The memo correctly noted that the FBI had omitted the dossier's political origins, that it was funded by the Hillary Clinton campaign and the DNC. It also revealed that former FBI Director James Comey signed 3 of the FISA applications. The memo was heavily criticized by Democrats at the time, but its core claims were later validated by a Justice Department Inspector General report. In a related move, Director Patel has reportedly opened criminal investigations into former CIA Director John Brennan and former FBI Director James Comey. Meanwhile, another high-stakes political battle is brewing, this time in Texas, with control of the U.S. House of Representatives potentially on the line. Texas Democrats are preparing for a potential exodus from the state in an effort to block a new Republican-drawn redistricting map. By fleeing the state, Democrats would deny the legislature the required quorum to conduct business, effectively halting the GOP's plan. The strategy mirrors a similar move in 2021, when Democrats flew to Washington, D.C., in an unsuccessful attempt to block an elections bill. In response to that walkout, the Republican-led legislature instituted a rule imposing a $500 fine for each day a lawmaker is absent. Despite the daily fines and a rule that prohibits using campaign funds to pay them, Democrats are reportedly fundraising to cover the potential costs. Lawmakers involved in the planning express confidence they have found a legal workaround. The plan is also gaining attention at the national level, with State Representative James Tallarico, a Democrat, scheduled to meet with House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries in Texas. The plan faces another significant hurdle, a threat of arrest from Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Paxton stated this month that any lawmaker who breaks quorum should be found and arrested no matter where they go, adding that his office stands ready to assist authorities in hunting down any legislator who abandons their office. Republicans, who currently hold a 25-12 majority in the state's congressional delegation, are looking to pass a map that would further expand that advantage ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. The fight in Texas highlights the intense focus on future elections, and for some leading Democrats, That means sounding an alarm about a key demographic. A growing number of high-profile party figures are publicly warning that Democrats are losing support among male voters, particularly young and working-class men. Following similar comments from California Governor Gavin Newsom and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, former Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel became the latest to voice this concern. Speaking on a podcast, Emanuel argued that the party has lost it with young men after years of walking on eggshells around cultural issues. He was pointed in his critique, blaming his party for spending more time focused on bathroom access rather than classroom excellence. Emanuel contended that voters, especially men, are looking for a sense of strength, confidence, and optimism from their leaders. This public self-assessment reflects a growing anxiety within the party following its 2024 loss to President Donald Trump, as strategists look for ways to reconnect with a demographic they believe is essential for winning national elections in 2026 and 2028. That debate over party messaging comes as Republican state leaders are coordinating on another front, targeting laws in Democratic-led states concerning abortion access. Attorneys general from 15 Republican-led states have sent a letter to congressional leaders calling on them to pass federal legislation that would ban so-called abortion shield laws. These statutes, enacted in states like California and New York, are designed to protect abortion providers from out-of-state legal action. For example, a doctor in New York who mails abortion medication to a patient in a state where abortion is illegal would be shielded from extradition or civil penalties originating from that state. In their letter, the Republican attorneys general described these laws as a direct challenge to the Supreme Court's Dobbs ruling, which returned abortion policy to the states. They argue that shield laws represent an affront to federalism by allowing providers in one state to knowingly violate the laws of another with impunity. And finally, in a new court filing in New York, the Department of Justice is weighing in on the long-running case involving Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. In the filing submitted to the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, Justice Department lawyers stated that releasing the grand jury transcripts from the case serves the public interest. The DOJ's argument that releasing the files is in the public interest is a significant step, signaling a desire for greater transparency in a case that has been shrouded in secrecy and controversy for years. The move came after a judge asked the DOJ for more information to support its bid for the release. The filing also revealed a new, striking detail. The only witness who testified before the grand jury that indicted Jeffrey Epstein was an FBI agent. Prosecutors also noted that the same FBI agent, along with a New York City Police Department detective, were the only two witnesses who testified before the grand jury that indicted his associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. This push for transparency in New York comes just last week, after a federal judge in Florida rejected a separate bid by the Justice Department to release grand jury materials in that state.